Afternoon, everybody. Christian here. Today I've got a little prophetic word for you, a little teaching, if you will. This is about waiting on the Lord. And this is something that every believer, if you are a mature believer, you are going to wait on the Lord. It's just part of it, okay? The only way around it is to not mature. And you can actually run off and say, I'm not going to wait and go do my thing. And that's the only way around waiting on the Lord. I want to share a verse with you I ran across this morning. It says, the eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Notice it doesn't say milk. The only way to come by the meat is to wait. And this is important to take note that their eyes are looking to God, right? The Father. And the only way to get this meat is by Him. But always in due season, when He determines, now I'll give it to you, okay? There are no shortcuts. I see a lot of people who run off and do things their way. I have been one. And it falls apart eventually, and they come back to God like, man, I messed that up and I need help. And then they hear the prophetic word, or they read something in the word, and they say, hey, this is awesome. I want this blessing. And the blessing applies to that person as well, you know. If you turn and you go back to God, you know, He doesn't say, no, that's it, you can't have it. No, come on. But the stance has not changed. The position has not changed. You still have to then humble yourself and submit under the Lord and say, okay, I will wait. I will do it your way, okay? That's something that we often find in our society is the killer. If it's not instantaneous, people don't want it, you know. I was thinking this morning about people who tell God no, you know. God's got all these blessings, right? There's nothing that we have that can compare to what God has. And He's like, I'll give it to you. And yet, there are many people in the world who don't have time for it. They're like, no, I'm going to go without that. Thank you very much. Well, why? Why would they do that? Is what they have better than what God has? Of course not. So then why are they refusing God's free gift, you know? And the answer is waiting. That's the thing that nobody likes is the delay, right? But it is a part of every believer, every mature believer recognizes this is something that you're going to go through. And you have to have the fortitude, the perseverance to go through it, all right? And that's just what I wanted to encourage you in. If you were there, if you're going through a waiting time period, be encouraged that you are maturing. And God has seen fit to give you meat. It's in His due season, but if you faint not, it will be yours, okay? And for those of you who have not actually seen the level that you want to see from God, examine your own life and say, wait a minute, have I run off prematurely? Do I wait for the Lord? Recently I ran across a video. I'll link it below. I don't remember the name, so I'll link it below. And in this video, this prophet was speaking about how God wants people right now to seek Him for 1 hour in prayer and fasting before going to bed. And I read the Bible every day, and then I, as you guys know, I pray every day. But I pray 3 times a day, and I've been doing it for a few years now. But they're short little, you know, in and out prayer sessions that I don't do anything close to the hour kind of concept. But when I heard this, I thought, yeah, I feel like God is asking me to increase my own, you know, prayer life. And so I'm going to step out in faith and be obedient to this. And I don't know, it was a week ago I started that, and I haven't heard a thing, not one word from God in regarding to the video that I'll link below. You can check out for yourself. But I know the process with God. I know that you sow in faith. You don't immediately reap, you know, this humongous, full-fledged harvest. It's not how it works. You just continue, and you continue, and you continue. Because the Lord, He's watching to see what you're going to do. To what measure you meet is measured back to you, okay? That's the prophetic word I have for you today. Don't forget to upload every couple of days. So share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.